Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. Y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, just looking at the landscape of boxing a little bit, things, not going to really go on. There's talks about fights coming here and coming there, things like that. But, the biggest information is going on, with Tyson Fury and things going on with him and the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, just like all other fights are being pushed back to October the 3rd. But any dates right now, I've told you guys, basically ignore them right now. We can't, we got something bigger than whatever this is. You know what I mean? This is, the boxing match is going to happen when we can get things back under control. So we don't know how long that is. So we know that. But bottom line is this: dopers are dominating boxing. Dopers are dominating boxing, and it's in a way. Now we have to because in boxing there's no commission to oversee. We need an arbitrary commission to just come on in and say, okay, y'all do whatever you want. That look fishy. We gonna look at that. Things like that. That doesn't happen. So we complain back and forth, but basically in life you pick a side. Good and bad. You know what I'm saying? And there's all kind of little subtitles in there. If it's racism, if it's nationalism, and this and that, but good or bad, what's right and what's wrong. You basically pick a side, and a lot of stuff going on, right? But the guys that who have been involved with dope are doing pretty well. You know what I mean? We're talking about the best heavyweight in the world right now, Tyson Fury. We know, come on, man, the dude, you know, going through wild boar gate right now, where everybody understands the wild boar excuse with the um, nandrolone in the system back in 2015, and there's things going with that, a little investigation. But the good thing about it is only being investigated by UCOD. That's the United Kingdom Anti-Drug, Administration. So what happens with them? We've seen some things which I'll get to later. But the bottom line is this: there's some issues there. We've seen some things with his glove. We've seen something with his glove with Christian Hammer and other things. A lot of little things with Tyson Fury. But bottom line, he was dope before, right? And they came again another time and he didn't take a test. So that's doped and a half, right? Those are the kind of things that happening. So a dude is back doing his thing, but you doped and you're 6'9", 270. You know what I mean? 6'9", 270. Looking for an advantage, right? But doped, and right now, the very best heavyweight that we got. You know what I'm saying? Got to be real. And Dillian White is mandatory, right? Dillian White is mandatory, again, for the WBC. Like mandatory. He's fighting Oscar Rivas, get dope before the fight. And Eddie Hearn right now, let me just show you the gall of some people when you just, you got people that just follow you blindly. Eddie Hearn and Dillian White got busted before the Oscar Rivas fight. We all know that. But they did not tell Oscar Rivas and went on ahead with the fight, right? Had a secret meeting with, I think, UCOD, probably, right? Secret meeting with them and went on. Everybody involved did not tell Oscar Rivas and let that man fight. That's normally lawsuits. Somebody got paid there. Must have been. But that's normally lawsuits. But that's wrong, right? So, but have something just right after doing that, you're talking right now that Dillian White needs to be the mandatory, and he should get the belt if Tyson Fury has a problem with this wild boar incident, right? Your stuff was just as wrong. And Tyson Fury might have lied about somebody giving him wild boar, but you didn't even tell the opponent. Let him fight Dillian White full of something, right? Then we never seen the B sample there. So you would want to be a little humble, but don't have to be. Ain't nobody paying attention to what I'm doing except people that's talking. A few. Ain't enough. People don't care about what's right, right? So that's the bottom line. But that's didn't weigh 245 damn pounds, right? Look for an advantage against little old Oscar Rivas. And that was not his first offense. But he's doing good. He got a title. A mandatory. Dope, right? Y'all know the Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders when they fight on May the 2nd, right? Because that's the date they got to fight on. Y'all know they're going to get a new belt. Now, WBC got the gall to bring out a new belt, man. Anybody in boxing right now, y'all laughing if you didn't know that. Anybody's been paying attention to boxing, the WBC is giving another belt, man. It's crazy, right? Take a drink on that. It's ridiculous. They can give him and Billy Joe Saunders. Ain't nobody asked for that fight, first of all, so why are we commemorating it? But it's something on May the 2nd, and whatever. Right? They, giving them another belt. I forget the name. It's some kind of, I forget the name, but it starts with an M. But it's a new belt. So, okay. They get a new belt. Him and Billy Joe Saunders. First of all, Canelo was two-time Kumbuda. Gave him 6 months. He's back. He's the number one pound-for-pound fighter in a lot of people's list. Right? Right there. Dope fighter. Came back. Said it was Mexican meat, which everybody knows. He's back up. It's similar to Wild Boar. Right? Back on top. Number one pound for pound, face of boxing. And then speaking of belts, because that's why they're going to give him another belt. He gave him the franchise belt already. Got the franchise belt. Now I'm going to get another belt. WBC throwing out some belts. They threw out the belt with Mike Garcia and then your boy, I forget my man, but Mike Garcia's last fight, they gave a diamond belt there too. Just giving out belts. People just let people fight. Ain't nobody want to see Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders, period, first, but definitely not in America. With all them brothers that you're supposed to be fighting over there, that in Texas. And then, man, really, in Texas. So, but Billy Joe Saunders is coming off a doping issue. He could have fought Demetrius Andrade, but he was doped. Demetrius Andrade's not doped the whole time, right? Not doped the whole time, wanting to fight. He doesn't get it. No, the guy who comes back has 2 lackluster fights from doping. And what do? Put him in a situation to beat Canelo. What if he does it? Then he's the new Tyson Fury. Right? Same thing, but with a doping history. Same thing, right? Another one that's going to be exalted is doped, right? WBC raised the clenbuterol, that could be in your system. Instead of getting on to people and telling them just leave the meat alone. No, we're going to raise the levels, man, so everybody's cool. All right, well, whatever. But doped, right? Canelo. Jarrell Miller, we ain't getting away with it. Jarrell Miller, 300 pounds. 300 damn pounds. When he fit, right? And look for an advantage. Man, really? So whatever. And had everything in the system. He got a deal now. 6 months and ready to deal. Povetkin don't have to worry about that. Povetkin's a dope street boy. So I don't have to go in on him. He's a dope street boy, man. Madonia, Buddha Raw. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, all the dope fighters are handling their business and they're getting away with it. Right? Because people don't really care. They don't really care. The sanctioning bodies don't seem to really care. The doping agencies not really care. If you're in cahoots to hide some stuff and raise levels and let things happen, then that's not what needs to happen. It needs to be somebody in charge. If not, this is going to continue to happen. And then when you see that the fans find out who was doped and they're still going for the doped guy, then what reason would they have to not dope? You understand? Deontay Wilder, man, 210 to 215, 20 pounds, right? But, come on, man. It ain't dope. Ain't never got nobody say nothing about no dope. They know not to say nothing to Deontay Wilder about doping because he'll tell on you. Everybody knows Deontay Wilder don't know. You know how many times he's been right about somebody's been doped? It's ridiculous. It's 4 or 5 at least, right? And he's always right. Right? And they ain't gonna say he's dope because he'll tell on him. He'll tell on you. He's trying to be cool with you. Bottom line. And so, but he's that much weighing that less and not doped. And we're going for the guys that are doped and that much heavier. Right? Exalting them the whole time. Man, Deontay Wilder should do a Barry Bonds. Should do a Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds sat back and watched Sammy Sosa and your boy Mike McGuire hit all them home runs. Barry Bonds was already a Hall of Famer before then. 40 steals, 40 home runs in one season, batting average, great golden gloves, baddest baseball player ever. And I can say that with conviction. Barry Bonds, right? They try to not let him in the Hall of Fame, right? Because of the doping era. And the man is like, wait a minute, I've watched these busters do that, right? And I'm just going to show them the pictures and everybody else doped around me so I can show you what would happen if I took dope. And that's not, he ain't never said that. But I'm saying if he did that, it would be okay with me. Well, all these dudes doped around here, y'all saw what happened when y'all did me. What happened? Which is ridiculous historical things happen. super historical. But the funny thing is, he was doing historical before the doping happened. But if Deontay Wilder would, think about it, would do the Barry Bonds on him, what would we have, right? We going on natural. Alabama Slammer. I'm way, way lighter than everybody. I've been knocking everybody out. So what? A big behemoth beat me with some help. So what? You know what I'm saying? That's how you can look at that. So we got to just start thinking about this. Are we going to just let all of the guys dope and come back and don't hold them accountable in terms of, hey, back up, earn your spots. You know what I'm saying? Because you got caught doping once. You don't get caught robbing your first liquor store. You don't. It's when you start getting lazy about your 17th. Your 17th liquor store, then you got caught. Because you try to get lazy, you thought you was it, you all that, right? You got caught. But it ain't your first one. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just totally unlucky, then you ain't gonna never do it again. But I'm saying people just gonna do it again. So we don't know what fights. Once you're doped like that, with those levels of stuff in your system, right? And knowing what's going on, once then it's tainted a little bit because people are gonna definitely, speculate and say, hey man, you got caught the very first time. I doubt it. You was probably doing this before in other fights. And it probably wasn't fair to the other guys. Right? The only defense that some of the fighters will have is like cyclists. You know, cyclists, man, was dope. All of them, Jan Ulrich, Lance Armstrong, all them boys, right? All of them basically was dope, right? Lance Armstrong, get the wrong end of the stick. He dope too. Now in cycling, you got people doing 150 miles a day in the mountains and try to act like they can get on the bike tomorrow. You got to recover. You need stuff for it. Sponsors know it too. Everybody. So my point was either shorten the damn tracks, shorten the distances, right, of the routes, and then that's it. So people can do them. If not, everybody knew it was dope. And what, Lance Armstrong dope was better than everybody's? If you can't document that Lance Armstrong was taking more dope than everybody else, and we know everybody else was doping, then he was good at something. You know what I mean? I was the best doper, or I was the best, cyclist. I was the best something, right? To win the Tour de France by something. I'm like, what many times he win the Tour de France? I'm supposed to know that. The 7? I'm way off. I got to check my info. But he wanted enough to be legendary, but all of it's taken away. But from everybody in the whole era, right? So the people who were cycling at that time, everyone involved, not just the cyclist, everybody involved would have to, have an asterisk next to that whole era, right? It's the next same thing, they were doing in baseball, right? So I'm just saying, so a boxer was saying for his defense, hey, everybody's doping, man. So it's got to be an even playing field. That happens from time to time. Boxers tell you, man, if I know these dudes are doping, if I don't have a chance. And we got to remember with boxers, these fights are very important, right? It could be the last one. It could be a fight to get them to the next fight, to get a payday, because, boxers is no about like different. It's not seasons. You got to keep winning to bring some money in. You know what I mean? And to continue to be able to bring some money. It's a whole different ball game. We know that. So it's a little bit different. So people will do what they have to do, especially if they see everybody out there doing it. But with that being said, then isn't it awesome to not be doing it? Think about it. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.